Hello and welcome back. I am Conan Librarian with Conan's EDC, Easy Dad Carry, and today I'm going to be opening up another Civivi knife, the Altus. Let's take a look. So if you have watched my channel at all, you know I'm a pretty big fan of Civivi knives. I like the form, I like the factor, I like that all of these are under 3 inch, which for me personally is kind of a big thing. I like having stuff that's kind of small when it comes to EDC. I'm not a giant blade guy, but I really like the options that Civivi offers, and they're all really varied, very comfortable. I just really like Civivi knives. So when Civivi reached out to me and asked if I wanted to review the Altus, I was pretty excited for a couple reasons. One, it's another Civivi, which I like. It's another 3 inch or under blade. Part of the reason I like that is because 3 inch is pretty much legal in most places that you go. It's also both an aluminum handle and a button lock knife, which is actually new to me. I don't know that I own or really have spent much time with a lot of button lock knives. I know I don't own them, and I don't think I've even really fidgeted with too many. So I'm really excited to open this up and take a look. I already cut the seal earlier, but I've been waiting to actually open it because I wanted to have all my other Civivi here kind of on hand to compare it as I pop it open. What else is in here? This is just the silica beads. So it comes with the standard Civivi fuzzy case, the warranty information. Now, I've never actually had to deal with Civivi warranty. If anyone has actually dealt with Civivi warranty, let me know in the comments how easy it was, because like I said, I've never had to, but I'd be interested. Anytime a company says it's easy, I really wonder, how easy it is. As always, yep, Civivi, the little cleaning cloth. I really do like these cloths. They're great for cleaning your blades, and I've started carrying one in just my EDC pack. Another Civivi Elementum sticker, kind of the classic. And this guy. So this is the Altus. I will say right out. So that's aluminum. Obviously, it's not going to feel the same as G10. But that actually feels really good in the hand. We talk about ergonomics of a knife as far as how the actual handle feels. But even just carrying a knife while it's closed, yes, you're going to pocket this, but at the same time, you're going to close this knife. You're going to put it down. You're going to hand it to someone. Something I really like about Civivi knives is that not only do they generally feel good in the pocket, but they actually feel good in your hand to carry. It doesn't feel clunky. They don't feel unnatural. Even something like this. This is the Civivi Thug 2 or 2.0. Even something bigger like this has a good feeling, has a good grip, or something a lot thinner like the Elementum. Now, this is an older Elementum. They have them in 1,000 styles, materials, mechanisms now. But I really like the feel of this, and as big as it kind of is, we can compare it to the Elementum. It actually, I want to say, comes in, and maybe I'd have to look up the stats. It's a little bit longer than the Elementum closed. It still has that classic deep carry pocket clip, which is another thing I really like out of Civivi knives. Is that pocket clip. I like a good deep carry. It feels a little tight, but yeah, pulls apart and already feels good. I know that'll be nice and easy to pocket. It's reversible, which is nice, and it's inlaid, so the clip itself kind of stands off. Let me see here. Now, something like the Baby Banter, which is still one of my all-time, not just favorite Civivi knives, but knives in general. You can see the pocket clip is recessed in the scales themselves. Let me see if they do that with, yeah, same thing on the Mini Praxis. It's the Thug got. I guess maybe it's just their larger handled blades where it kind of sticks off a little. It's bolted to the outside as opposed to being recessed in the scale itself. And that's okay. That's really not a huge deal, especially because their pocket clips aren't giant and chunky. this still feels nice. And if I really wanted to, I'm 100% sure, yeah, I could actually swap this pocket clip with another Civivi if I wanted to. Not that I'd really want to, unless I'd want to steal it from something else. But I like this cutout here because it really is about keeping this knife as kind of large as it is. Let's compare it to something like the Mini Praxis. I mean, I don't have the regular Praxis to compare it to, but the blade itself at 2.97 inches, it's got a pretty good beefy handle to it as well. So when they asked which one I'd be interested in, I really wanted the blue and the satin blade, just because I didn't really want black to look at. I wanted something a little bit different, and I don't have anything in this kind of shiny color, because when you're looking at this compared to these other ones, it all has kind of this same, I guess, color pattern or palette. All the silvers are the same, all the blues are the same, and I actually really like that. Even the Civivi symbol in there matches the rest of the button and screw hardware and even the pocket clip. So as far as, wow, initial flip, that is absolutely gorgeous. And the drop down, this is, ooh, that is lightning fast the way that pops out. I have a few Kershaws, and I've opened a lot of blades on this channel, but I will say that is probably the fastest open of any Civivi that I've handled. I mean, obviously this thing pops out faster even than, well, that was a terrible deploy. And that's pretty quick, but that is just an outstanding fast draw. Okay, sorry, kind of a jump cut here because I was trying to figure out another knife that opens this smooth and this quick. I have some Kershaws, I have some other blades, and I was just kind of spending a minute fidgeting with some other knives. And of the Civivis that I own, this absolutely opens the smoothest and the fastest. I will say it opens smoother and faster than almost any knife I think I've probably played with. And I think that's kind of saying a lot, because the other thing too, what I like, is I do not feel like this knife is getting away from me when it opens. I think a lot of us handle different knives where we might feel like making a mess. We pop something open and you feel like, whoop, that popped fast, and you don't have control of where that is. It's so smooth, it doesn't feel like it's snapping, it's just opening, which is pretty cool. I mean, to have something that smooth and still that fast and still feeling in control is a big deal. As far as the button lock, now that's a more and more popular feature. It's absolutely not old tech. It is new to me. Like I said before, I don't own anything else with a button lock. I haven't played with too much button lock. I will say what I really like out of the gate is that it definitely leaves my fingers free. All my other ones being frame lock, innately, anytime you have a frame lock, liner lock, you innately put your finger in line of the blade. Whether you're being safe or not, whether you're comfortable, whether you're looking at it, whether you can do it with your eyes closed, you are always going to, on one of these knives, put your finger in the way of a knife. Now, I can't remember the last time I got a knife bite, but that being said, say someone's not paying attention or I'm not paying attention and I bump into something or someone, or they bump into me, it's easy to get a knife bite if you're not careful. But with something like this, I'm completely free and clear of that blade, which I really like. Even if I were to switch this to my left hand, which I'm not comfortable using a blade in, rather at least opening and closing a knife, that is a reversible pocket clip, which is nice. Oh, wow. That feels really good. A lot of times switching a left-handed open is not the same being a right-hander. And if you're left switching to right, unless you have a lot of practice or you get yourself comfortable with the knife, I'm just not as comfortable opening or closing knives. You still have that hand that's completely free and clear. and it pops open again, nice and smooth and still really controlled, which again, I really like. So, maybe the button thing, like I said, it's not new, but maybe you're watching the channel and this is new to you. I really like this mechanism and I get why it's so comfortable. Overall, out of the box, I really like this so far. I can't say that I've opened anything out of Civivi like this before. You can tell kind of from these other ones, they all have a very distinctive shape and style. They all have kind of a, how do I want to say this? Separate blade, separate handle feel. They all have a good form for their blade. Each blade really kind of sits in there. Even something like the Mini Praxis, I added this thumb stud, but that's a big clover blade for such a small handle. And while it looks good, it still kind of feels like a good blade in a good handle. Whereas to me, this has a pretty singular look to it. The arch of the handle into the blade, even the belly itself, and this curvature here is just really smooth. I really like the ergonomics too, underneath where you get your finger grip here, whether it's left-handed or right-handed. The ergonomics are just super smooth. And I was really kind of concerned being an aluminum handle, which I haven't talked about too much yet, being an aluminum handle that it would be, I guess I wasn't worried about it being uncomfortable, but feeling unforgiving, as opposed to the way your hand can grip G10 or micarta or other materials. I thought maybe it would either be just too smooth or unforgiving, but it feels just as good as gripping micarta, honestly, or G10. It feels really good. Now, I really wonder what this is like if my hands are really sweaty or grimy at work. But I'm not too incredibly worried. The grip is so solid here. I mean, even just this pinch feels good. I really like the rest. So this is I can choke up for a forefinger. The jimping on top feels really nice. Aggressive without being abrasive, which I think a lot of knives overdo the jimping. But I really feel like I can index and push on this well. But a three-finger knife, you don't hold like this. You don't hold with your pinky out, usually. What you do is bring your hand in, grip it, and rest on the pinky, which I don't think gets talked about enough. People talk about that three-finger grip, but what happens to this? I like to add lanyards to my shorter blades for either style or for a little bit of extra grip if I feel like that pinky's really falling off of there. But this actually rests super easy and comfortable so that when I grip it and wrap around it, it really feels locked in, which I think is probably something they really did think about having an aluminum handle. The other thing, too, the way the pocket clip itself is centered in this handle settles really well in the knuckle. So it indexes right down the thumb, right down along the right down along the wrist, or if you're going to use it to shave out, that blade really does line up with the knuckles. And that's because also this grip on the pocket clip is actually right inside the palm and the first knuckle here, which is a big deal. Again, knife grip is more than just about how many fingers, or if you're going to use it to baton wood, which I'm not doing. What I'm using this for is if I'm at work and I have to open or break down packages and boxes, which I have to do all day, whether I'm receiving them, disposing of them, getting product out of it. I'm in automotive parts, so I am all day dealing with material, or I'm even having to modify a part, shave stuff, work with stuff, whether it's plastic, zip ties, nylon, rubber, or dig grime and crap out of a part itself. I mean, that's the thing, is to have something that I really feel like I can scrape and have a good solid grip on, even when it's a metal handle that would otherwise worry me, that it might, that's not how you say that, but I would be worried rather would be slick. Even if my hands were slick or dirty, I still feel good about this grip. And kind of one of the last things here, that is gorgeous. I kind of want to find something thicker just to see how it does too. Let's see here. I've got a little bit of cardboard too. That feels really good. I mean, little more pushing, but that really came right down through that. That is great. Yeah, I'm absolutely impressed by this blade. As far as being a guy who likes smaller Civivi blades, I am really happy with this. Now I'm going to do a follow up here in a couple weeks after I've played with it more, used it more, taken it to work and beat it up. Probably taking it on a hike or two, just see how it feels when I am more grimy. Maybe my hands are a little sweatier after hiking. But as of right now, I am really happy to be able to add this to my collection. So overall, super impressed. And yeah, I might try to get my hands on the other one that came out at the same time, the Kibit or the Cubit. Also looks like it a lot of fun. And if it's anywhere as just smooth and comfortable and impressive as this, then I'll be happy to add that to the collection too. So, yeah, thank you for watching me play with my knives and spending your time with me. And as always, stay safe, be prepared, and have a great day.